What's up guys, it's Reese here, and in this video I'm going to be ranking every Roman Reigns WrestleMania match from worst to best. I was actually going to make this video before WrestleMania, but I got ill and my voice was gone, so I couldn't, but here we are, my voice is still gone, but we're going to make it anyway. So I had to add the two Mania matches from this year. One of them was a lot easier than the other to add, because I know exactly where it would go. But yeah, Roman has had an interesting WrestleMania career. A lot of main events, but also a lot of stinkers, let's be honest. He's picked up recently. He's had some great Mania matches, I'm not denying that. So we'll just get right into it. 12 matches. So from number 12 to number 1, starting from number 12, I've gone with Roman Reigns as Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 34. Probably a controversial one to put bottom. There's a lot of people say there's worse matches. Personally, I just hate this match. It was pointless because Brock won. Everyone hated Roman. Brock was getting very boring and it was part time. As much as we hated Roman, Roman should have definitely won, and then he didn't, and then they gave it to him at SummerSlam anyway, and it was just a waste of everyone's time. Nothing good came from it. And it was at the end of a very bad Mania, and a very disappointing Mania, with a lot of disappointing matches. So yeah, for me, that's the bottom of the barrel. I also think necessarily the in-ring stuff probably isn't Roman's worst Mania match. I just think everything around it brings it down so much. So that's number 12. Moving on to number 11, WrestleMania 33, Roman Reigns as The Undertaker. This match is depressing, isn't it? Undertaker can't go anymore. The match goes on for way too long. Roman is doing his best, but Roman wasn't the guy to carry a match at that point. He could definitely have a good match. He was very good in the ring, but he could not carry, and Undertaker needed to be carried. And it was a main event that shouldn't have been a main event because it didn't really matter. Undertaker's streak was already gone, and Undertaker wasn't good enough to really make Roman come out looking great. So yeah. Also, again, at the end of a pretty underwhelming WrestleMania. So yeah, this match there's nothing good out of this match, to be honest. Up next, at number 10, I'm going. There's the first of the two Shield matches at Mania. Shield matches at Mania annoy me because they had so many great matches around Mania, Evolution, Wyatt Family, etc. Like the Shield had so many great film room matches, and both their Mania ones are like bang average at best. The Shield at WrestleMania 30, a great WrestleMania. This is probably the second worst match on there. The Shield versus Kane and the New Age Outlaws. I don't remember this match at all. It's short. It's pointless. Kane and New Age Outlaws weren't a threat to the Shield in any way. They didn't make the Shield look good. The worst version of Kane as well was Corporate Kane. Like, he couldn't even stick his mask on and he used to look a bit strong going in. But yeah, it's just a comfortable standard win for the Shield. This match is not a Mania match. It should have happened on Raw. But yeah, it is what it is. There's nothing particularly bad about it. It's just not Mania level. I've gone number 9. I don't know whether I should put this above the Shield match, but I've gone Roman Reigns as Triple H. The match is too long, so it gets boring. But it's not boring all the way. It's just that people don't really care going in. But at the very least, it achieves something and finally crowns Roman Reigns, which is what annoys me about the Brock match. The Brock match might be better in the ring, but nothing came out of it, whereas this, at least, finally, we crown Roman Reigns, we can move on with it. And Roman Reigns ended up actually having a pretty good title run with great match against AJ Styles, and then dropping it to Seth in a great match as well. So, the match achieved something. So, it's more hindsight, I guess, looking at it. But the actual match itself is like, who cares? Definitely should have been Roman vs Ambrose. But it's not good. Boring. It's not absolutely awful though. So I've put it here. Number 8. I'm going to go with Roman vs Brock at WrestleMania 38. A match hindered by Roman's injury midway. I think they cut it short. It's underwhelming but not awful. but it is quite damaging to WWE, I'd say. I think this like new era that WWE's moving into was delayed by this match because the unification of the titles did a lot of damage. It hurt a lot of people. It did some irreparable damage to Bobby Lashley and quite a few others going in. It meant that we had a part-time single world champion for like 2 years onwards. But the match itself is an okay but underwhelming match at the end of a good Mania. So it's not bad, but it's not as bad as the others below it. Up next, I've got the other Shield match. The Shield versus Orton, Big Show and Sheamus. The Shield look good here, but the story is more about Orton and Big Show in particular. So the Shield get a good win against 3 top guys, which is good. The match is fine. But yeah, it's more focused on Big Show turning heel on Orton, because Big Show always turns heel. But yeah, as I say, the match is fine. It's not great. It's one of the less memorable Shield triple threats, but it's still fine. Number 6, Roman versus Drew McIntyre. Probably the worst of their major singles matches. They have had many better matches. Clash of the Castle, Survivor Series. I think there was one actually a couple months after this as well that was much better. I can't remember what pay-per-view it was at though. I don't think it was at a Saudi show. It might have been though, but it was better than this. But it's still fine. It's Roman's like big return as well. So Roman's still over at this point. But yeah, it's fine. It's very forgettable. It's a decent match on a way too long WrestleMania. That is so long, like the length ruins it. It's actually potentially a great Mania. It's ruined by how long it is. Because it has like Kofi Mania, it has Becky winning all the time, it has Seth being Brock. There's a lot of good stuff in that Mania, but it's ruined by how long it is. Yeah, and then we get to the great matches. The top 5 are the great matches. Number 5, I gone with Rock and Roman Reigns against Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes on WrestleMania 14 Night 1. It's just great, isn't it? It tells a story. It's maybe a little bit long, but I don't think that hurts it in any way. Rock pins Cody, which kind of creates the story we're going to see after Mania, with Rock probably challenging Cody for the title. And yeah, it just builds up. It leads into night 2. It's like a very good match. There's not really much else to say about it. Like, you've seen it, haven't you? Everyone's seen it. It's a great match. Number 4. This might be a controversial one to put it this low. I've won Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania 39, so last year's main event, where Roman wins. Roman winning I think has ended up being a good choice. But in the moment, it really deflates that match. Like, it is a great match. The moment of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens coming out and stopping the Bloodline, it really is the Infinity War to this year's Endgame, isn't it? And Solo Sikoa is Thanos, I guess. But yeah, if you rewatch it, like, it's easier to rewatch, but you can feel like the arena just deflate as soon as Roman wins. That does bring it down a bit for me. Yeah, in hindsight, that was fine, but in the moment, it felt terrible. So that brings it down. But that was number 4. So number 3, WrestleMania 37, night 2. Roman Reigns defending the Universe title against Daniel Bryan and Edge in a triple threat. The Stack'em Pin'em match. This is actually my first Mania back after a few years out of wrestling. Like, fully back. Like 2017, or more 2016 to 2019 to 2020, I was in and out a lot. 2021, I was back, like, fully. The Royal Rumble brought me back, and this Mania kept me in. Yeah, this is a very good match. there's not much there. Like, Daniel Bryan does his job. Whether Daniel Bryan should have been in the match is a different question. He probably shouldn't in the grand scheme of things, but he makes the match better, doesn't he? Like, the story is weird with him, but he does make the match a lot better. And the stack him and pinning is a cool spot. And Bryan and Edge both having submissions on Roman is great as well. There's a spear to... I think Edge spears Roman, so Roman puts Bryan brilliant out on the table. He's standing on, like, steel steps and just putting his arms out, like, taunting the fans, and then Edge just comes out nowhere off camera with the spear. Such a cool spot. I miss Edge in WWE. I mean, he's doing, like, great things right now in AEW, but I still miss him in WWE. A lot of unfulfilled potential with that last run. But yeah, it's a great match. That's number 3. Number 2, what was my original number 1 before the WrestleMania just gone? Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 31. Ain't it weird? All the matches they had, and the first and last are the best ones. First and last of the match between those two are great. Everything in the middle was terrible. I don't get it. How your first and last is so great and everything in the middle is terrible. There's like 10 other matches in there. Even the multi-man matches, apart from the one main event at SummerSlam with Joe and Braun. But yeah, I don't know why they struggled so much and then suddenly brought these matches up. Obviously the match is boosted a lot by the cash-in. But honestly, I feel like people forget this match sometimes. Go and rewatch it. And it's difficult to watch Brock now because of what he turned out to be. But just try and rewatch the match without the cash-in. I mean, obviously, we'll watch the cash-in, but just watch the match before. So great. Crowd are so into it as well. Because I think the news broke out that Brock had re-signed with WWE when everyone thought he was leaving. So that made Brock like a huge babyface going in, and Roman was the big heel. And it just made the crowd like so into it. The match is great. Yeah, if you don't agree with me that this match is an all-time great, watch it again. I promise you it is. And the cash-in just obviously brings out a lot more as well. And then number 1, probably my favourite match of all time. Along with Punk Brock, my favourite match of all time. My favourite Mania match of all time, 100%. WrestleMania 40 main event. Night 2, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Endgame. With Cody Rhodes winning the Undisputed title, it's just so good. These two just work together so well. Even back in the Shield versus Rhodes Brothers days, like these two just had great chemistry. You had all the run-ins that added to it, didn't take away from it, didn't take away from the story. They added to it. You had Cena come back, which was amazing. The Rock, amazing. Seth Rollins in Shield gear, which was kind of amazing. Like, thinking back, like, the story of it was great with Seth knowing that the Shield is Roman Reigns' weakness, and Roman Reigns giving up his chance to take out Cody, just get one last hit on Seth. So good. I did think Moxley was going to come out for a second, which is stupid in hindsight, but in the moment, in the like emotion of the moment, I did think that. But that's fine. It didn't happen, and that's fine. And then Undertaker came out, which is a unreal moment. You can see my reaction on this channel or on my TikTok. But whether it makes sense is a different question. But still an insane moment. I think Austin would have been better, but again, still mad. But yeah, matches. Potentially my favourite match of all time. I think I have to wait a bit. Like, because it might be recency bias, so I have to wait a bit before I just certify it. But my other favourite match of all time, which is Punk vs Brock. But yeah, it's just so great, isn't it? Yeah, for me, Roman's best match at Mania. I can't wait to see what Roman does next, to be honest. I think Roman's story is so much more interesting now. Especially if he turns face. I really hope he does. I hope we get a babyface Roman against The Rock. And then babyface like Bloodline against heel Bloodline. You get like the best version of the Bloodline, which is Roman, the Usos, and Sammy. Like against like Rock, Tama Tonga, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it'd be so good. Like, the Usos reunite. So you get this cool moment of the Usos and Roman reuniting to take on the Bloodline, but they're still outnumbered 4-3. You get them a segment, a little like post-credit scene of SmackDown, where they're just in their locker room, just like looking like depressed because they just know they can't get it done. There's a knock at the door, and you just open the door to see Sami Zayn with his honorary Uso shirt on, and that's it. Then the show just cuts there. Just that moment, no reaction. Just that moment. Little post-credit scene of SmackDown. Be so cool. Honestly, that'll probably be my favourite moment in wrestling history if that happens. I don't think it will. I don't think Sami will get involved, but I really hope he does. But yeah, so yeah, Roman Cody. I got sidetracked there. Roman Cody, best WrestleMania match. Very hit, like a lot of bad matches and a lot of great matches for Roman. Most main events in history, I think, were 9. Is it 9? It might be 7. I think it's 9. Could count, but I'm not going to. Alright, in the video there, let me know if you agree, what you think Roman's best Mania match is, and what you think he'll be doing next year, because it's looking more and more likely we might get Rock Cody at Mania next year. I do hope it's Rock Roman. If we do get Rock Cody, let me know what you think Roman's going to do next year. Probably Seth. Match against Seth, but Seth might face Punk. I'm getting sidetracked. That's the end of the video. Like, subscribe. See ya.